What F1 can learn from Coldplay. I recently enjoyed the best concert I've ever been to in my whole life when I saw Coldplay live in the Amsterdam Arena in Amsterdam. A grandiose show that had me singing and dancing throughout the event. The way the concert was organized and what lengths Coldplay went to not only have the best concert ever, but also ensure it was environmentally friendly, got me thinking about Formula 1 and what it could learn from Coldplay. I'm Wimbo, and here's 3 seconds to leave a like. What Coldplay did right. As soon as we entered the stadium and found our seats, the huge TV screens were advertising all the different environmental causes the band supported. We were asked to download an app, I'll leave the link in the description, that was entertaining to use while waiting, but also had questions to fill in about the way we traveled there and what impact it had on emissions. There was a lot of emphasis on recycling. We received a coin to pick up the plastic cup to buy a drink with. Every time you went and bought a new drink, you needed to hand in the used cup so it could be recycled. When entering the stadium, we received a LED light to put around your wrist, and on the screen it showed how big the percentage of people returned it after the concert. Between 96 and 98% of the wristbands were returned. On the main floor, there were 2 areas looking like boxing rings, where a kinetic floor was laid down. Every hour or so, 2 groups of volunteers were asked to dance there as hard as they could, and the energy that was stored through the floor was used to power up the whole concert. There were also bicycles near the dance floors, where volunteers could cycle for the same reason, to power up the concert. In the meantime, the big screens showed the great causes Coldplay partnered up with to make the tour much greener. To me, this is what the most popular band in the world does right. We all know that a big concert like that has an impact on the world. But instead of cancelling these events, they use their platform and a huge chunk of the ticket sales money to help these great causes. How do I feel about it? Thanks to Just Stop Oil activists, being an advocate for environmental issues is frowned upon. It basically draws the opposite effect of what they're trying to achieve. We all live stressful lives from time to time, and we are entitled to have some R&R. It really pisses people off to see a great event get ruined by woke protesters that have nothing better to do than ruin people's well-deserved fun. The effect they have is adverse, and I believe this is a bad thing. Now, being on this huge event in Amsterdam, I was really impressed with how subtle the organization showed us that we can enjoy ourselves and be part of the solution to the climate crisis as well. I know people feel that being part or being a fan of motorsports and being outspoken on climate matters is two-faced. This is the attitude that Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel have received after speaking on these matters. However, I feel that Coldplay gives people an out. If thousands of trees are planted to counter the emissions F1 creates, and loads of money is gathered for research and cleaning up oceans, and all the other great causes that the British superband supports, then there's no reason to object to the wonderful events that F1 creates all over the world. The lesson for Formula 1. Formula 1 is a huge tour all over the planet. They have a responsibility to the world we live in, just as much as the popular bands in the world have. F1 is steering the development of cars and fuels in the right direction. I just feel they can do more. At the Austrian Grand Prix, there wasn't as much attention for climate issues as there was at the Coldplay concert. Looking at the mess 80,000 people left behind after the race, I find it hard to believe that all that stuff was getting recycled. The trucks with the cars and equipment transported all over the place has a big impact too. I have heard they are looking to let these trucks run on electricity as well in the future. All these people traveling to the circuit, private jets with drivers and assistants, it all adds up. No point in denying that. I feel somewhat guilty about this because we can do so much better, as Coldplay showed us with their wonderful event. Coldplay showed us that fun for people doesn't have to have a negative effect on our climate. I was very impressed with how they made people aware of what good causes there are out there without throwing it in your face. I left the concert feeling great, and it inspired me to make this video. I know, looking at the retention graphs of my previous videos, that a lot of viewers won't make it this far into the video. But for the people that do, I hope this video will make you a little bit more aware too. I feel the way forward isn't to stop everything, but to find solutions. If anything, Formula 1 has been about technology and solving problems. So my request for the F1 organization is to pick up the challenge just like Coldplay did. We can solve the problems and still enjoy everything that makes us happy. subscribe. The Ocean Cleanup. The Ocean Cleanup develops and scales technologies to rid the world's oceans of plastic. One Tree Planted. One Tree Planted is an environmental non-profit that plants trees around the world. Client Earth. Client Earth does groundbreaking global work using the law to protect people and the planet. Global Citizen. Global Citizen is a worldwide movement of action takers committed to defeating extreme poverty. Cleaner Seas Group. The home filter takes on microfiber pollution from our laundry. Climeworks. Climeworks developed a technology to reverse climate change by removing unavoidable emissions from the air. Global Tech Advocates is an international tech community. MyTrees. MyTrees' goals is to reduce natural forest loss and preserve threatened habitats and their wildlife within Zimbabwe. Project Seagrass. Project Seagrass is an organization devoted to the conservation of seagrass ecosystems through research, community, and action. Sea Shepherd. Our mission is to defend, conserve, and protect the ocean and wildlife from destruction. Seafields. Harnessing nature to fix the climate crisis and restore the oceans on a massive scale. Conservation Collective Fund Solution. Restore nature and safeguard against climate change. The Devon Environmental Foundation channels funding to the most inspiring grassroots nature-based solutions in Devon. The Food Forest Project. The Food Forest Project works to heal people and the planet through community-led regenerative agriculture. Sustainable Food Trust. Imagine a world where everybody has access to healthy food that is produced in harmony with nature. That's quite a lot to take in, but the list of all the partners are in the app and the link is down in the description. Take care now. Doei doei.